Unlike many Hollywood stars who rely on domestic popularity before branching internationally, Jungkook entered the American market with an already powerful global fanbase. This pre-established international recognition has allowed him to bypass traditional promotional routes. Instead of relying on American late-night shows or film premieres alone, his fame has been amplified through platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify, where fan-driven engagement translates into measurable dominance on a global scale. Numbers do not lie, and Jungkook's popularity in America is best illustrated through concrete metrics. On Spotify, Jungkook's solo tracks have achieved billions of streams, placing him ahead of some of the most commercially recognized American artists. His chart presence on the Billboard Hot 100 and Billboard Global 200 further proves that his influence is not simply regional, but deeply embedded in the American music system. For example, when his single 7 was released, it not only topped charts worldwide, but also held a stable position in the US market for weeks, outperforming tracks from leading Hollywood-affiliated musicians. Beyond music, his influence stretches to social media presence. Hollywood actors often see fluctuating engagement on platforms like Instagram or X, formerly Twitter, but Jungkook consistently trends whenever he makes an appearance, whether at airports, live broadcasts, or brand campaigns. His mere presence is sufficient to generate headlines across American news outlets, including CNN, The New York Times, and Billboard, which shows that he has reached a level of cultural penetration that even seasoned Hollywood celebrities struggle to maintain. One of the clearest indicators of Jungkook's surpassing popularity in America compared to Hollywood stars is his brand impact. In recent years, Calvin Klein, one of the most iconic American fashion houses, positioned Jungkook as its global ambassador. The campaign not only revitalized the brand's visibility worldwide, but also created waves in the American market. Analysts noted that Jungkook's campaign images and promotional videos generated unprecedented traffic to Calvin Klein's US website, resulting in spikes in sales that were directly attributed to his endorsement. This level of commercial power is rarely seen even among Hollywood's most bankable names. While a Hollywood actor may front a fragrance or a clothing line, the tangible and measurable sales boost observed with Jungkook is far more significant. His ability to connect with consumers directly through digital platforms and fandom networks bypasses traditional advertising strategies, creating a new model of brand endorsement that prioritizes global star power over domestic celebrity appeal. American media outlets have increasingly recognized Jungkook not just as a foreign pop star, but as a major player in the US entertainment industry. Coverage of his activities is not confined to music magazines. Mainstream publications such as The Washington Post and Forbes have dedicated extensive analysis to his solo career and cultural impact. This level of attention demonstrates a recognition that his popularity is not fleeting or trend-based, but rather a permanent fixture in the American entertainment conversation. Furthermore, public reception in America underscores his unique position. While Hollywood celebrities may depend heavily on film releases or seasonal promotions to remain in the spotlight, Jungkook's continuous online presence allows him to stay consistently relevant. His live streams, short social media updates, or surprise appearances often dominate American trending charts in ways that even the release of blockbuster films sometimes fails to achieve. Jungkook's popularity in the US also extends beyond the music charts. His presence has gradually integrated into broader aspects of American culture, influencing not only fashion trends, but also shaping discussions about the globalization of entertainment. His English-language releases and collaborations with American producers and artists have further cemented his place within the US cultural ecosystem, making him both accessible and relatable to American audiences while still maintaining his identity as a Korean artist. This dual positioning, simultaneously foreign and familiar, creates a unique appeal. In contrast, Hollywood celebrities are often constrained by their domestic roles, rarely managing to create equally strong recognition outside of their industry-specific projects. Jungkook's adaptability, however, allows him to operate in multiple cultural spaces simultaneously, giving him an advantage in the American entertainment market. The surprise surrounding Jungkook's popularity exceeding Hollywood stars lies in the speed and scale of his influence. Traditionally, Hollywood celebrities build careers over decades before achieving global fame. Jungkook, by contrast, has reached this level of recognition within a significantly shorter timeframe, and with an approach that prioritizes digital presence over traditional Hollywood gatekeeping. The fact that an international artist has managed to surpass domestic celebrities in America challenges long-standing assumptions about cultural dominance and celebrity hierarchy. For industry observers, this shift signals a broader trend in which global pop culture is no longer dictated by Hollywood alone. America, once the unchallenged exporter of culture, is now also an importer of international stardom, with Jungkook as a primary example. His case has forced Hollywood insiders to reconsider strategies for maintaining relevance in an increasingly interconnected world, where social media reach and global fandom can outweigh decades of industry tradition. Declining theater attendance. Streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus have reduced reliance on cinema attendance. While Hollywood actors still receive recognition, the direct connection between movie performance and star power has weakened. Oversaturation of content. The abundance of streaming content has created an environment where actors may appear in multiple projects that do not gain the traction necessary to sustain long-term star recognition. Limited global reach. Hollywood celebrities often remain strongest domestically, with limited organic fan engagement in international markets compared to global pop stars who thrive in digital-first ecosystems. This decline in Hollywood's monopoly over celebrity culture has allowed international figures like Jungkook to enter the American stage not as outsiders, but as competitors who, in some cases, command more attention. A defining factor of Jungkook's success in America is the restructuring of celebrity engagement through digital ecosystems. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are no longer auxiliary tools. They are central to how fame is built and sustained. Unlike Hollywood actors who rely heavily on studio-driven promotion cycles, Jungkook thrives in a system where fans play an active role in amplifying his content. For example, the viral spread of his performance clips on TikTok frequently dominates American feeds. Even among users who may not follow K-pop directly, the algorithm-driven exposure of these platforms makes Jungkook's presence nearly unavoidable, ensuring that his brand of celebrity permeates mainstream American culture in ways that traditional Hollywood promotion cannot match. The participatory nature of fandom also plays a critical role. In America, BTS's fan base, known as ARMY, operates as a decentralized yet highly coordinated network that translates content, organizes streaming campaigns, and drives media coverage. This fan-driven infrastructure amplifies Jungkook's visibility beyond what Hollywood marketing departments typically achieve for their stars. When comparing Jungkook to Hollywood celebrities, one sees a stark difference in visibility metrics. A Hollywood actor may generate headlines during a film release, but struggle to maintain continuous relevance. Jungkook, by contrast, maintains a steady stream of media visibility through music releases, live streams, social media updates, and brand campaigns. Take, for example, his recent collaborations with American producers and his Calvin Klein campaign. Both were extensively covered by US media outlets, generating more sustained attention than many Hollywood actors received for their latest projects. In addition, Jungkook's dominance on platforms like Spotify, where his songs achieve massive streaming numbers, ensures that his influence is backed by measurable consumer engagement, not just fleeting press coverage. Jungkook's rise in America is inseparable from changes in the country's music consumption patterns. The dominance of digital streaming platforms has leveled the playing field, allowing non-English language or international artists to compete directly with American singers. Unlike previous decades, when radio play and record sales determined chart success, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube have redefined the metrics of popularity. Jungkook's consistent placement on American streaming charts illustrates this trend. His tracks, whether solo or collaborative, frequently chart alongside or above those of US-born pop stars. This is particularly significant given that many Hollywood and American music celebrities rely heavily on localized promotional efforts, while Jungkook achieves similar or greater success with a globally distributed audience. Jungkook's partnership with Calvin Klein highlighted an essential shift in how brands choose ambassadors in the US. Historically, Hollywood actors were seen as the natural choice for campaigns targeting the American market. However, global reach is now considered equally, if not more important. Jungkook's appointment not only revitalized Calvin Klein's relevance, but also demonstrated how a Korean star could directly influence US consumer behavior. In fact, analysts pointed out that Jungkook's Calvin Klein campaign generated online buzz and sales in America at a level rarely seen, even with Hollywood heavyweights. This reflects a new paradigm in which brands no longer prioritize domestic celebrities, but instead seek figures who command international loyalty, ensuring both American and global market impact. One of the most interesting elements of Jungkook's rise in America is how it reflects changing cultural perceptions. A decade ago, it would have been unusual for a Korean artist to be placed in the same category as Hollywood celebrities. American audiences often viewed international artists as niche or foreign. Today, however, globalization of culture and digital exposure has dismantled these barriers. Jungkook's English-language releases and collaborations with American musicians have contributed to this cultural integration. More importantly, his persona resonates with younger American audiences who consume culture without rigid boundaries of nationality. For Gen Z and younger millennials, an international artist like Jungkook is just as accessible and relevant as any Hollywood actor. Despite these shifts, there remains a sense of surprise or shock when observers note that Jungkook has surpassed Hollywood stars in popularity within the United States. This is primarily due to entrenched cultural assumptions. Hollywood has long been seen as the central hub of global fame, and the idea that an international artist could eclipse its stars challenges decades of conventional thinking. The persistence of this shock highlights how American celebrity culture is still adjusting to a world where fame is decentralized. Jungkook's case forces critics, media, and even Hollywood itself to confront the reality that cultural influence is no longer determined solely by domestic institutions. Instead, it is distributed across a global stage, where artists like Jungkook thrive without needing Hollywood validation. The trajectory of Jungkook's popularity offers several implications for the future of American entertainment. Global competition is permanent. Hollywood can no longer assume dominance over global fame. International artists will increasingly compete in the American market on equal footing. Fandom power is central. The participatory culture surrounding Jungkook demonstrates that fandom-driven strategies are now critical for success in the US. Branding will shift toward global ambassadors. As brands see measurable results from partnerships with figures like Jungkook, the reliance on Hollywood stars may decrease. Cultural integration will redefine American celebrity. The definition of a US celebrity will expand to include international figures who achieve sustained influence in America through digital platforms. These implications point to a long-term transformation in how Americans consume and perceive fame, with Jungkook's case serving as a landmark example.